All right, everybody. So thank you guys for coming in tonight. We have Nicole Smith from Nicole Smith Gardening with us, and we're very thankful to have her with us. And we set this up quite a while ago, and we're excited to have you. So thanks for being here tonight.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
You're
This is
very
going to be
welcome.
fun.
You're very welcome. So kind of want to get right into this. What got you into gardening?
Well, that's a little bit of a rabbit hole.
Okay.
I started probably 10 or 12 years ago. I don't remember. It was right around like 2010, 2011, 2012. I was really big into these YouTube conspiracy things, like
Right.
the end
Right.
of Western civilization, prepping, all of that.
Right.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to learn how to grow my own
Right.
food. And then I kind of moved out of that and I'm like, okay, but I still want to be self-sufficient.
Right.
I need to know how to do these things just in case. It got to a point even where I convinced my husband to sell our house and get an RV. And so we lived in an RV for 14 months because I wanted to be like off grid. I wanted to like find some land and homestead. And of course that didn't quite work out how I wanted to, but we did park the RV on this property, before
Right.
we got our mobile home. Um, but I didn't start growing vegetables and do a YouTube channel till 2020 because I had
Right.
the time. I was
Right.
working from home. But it was always the nature and science and botany and plants was always part of since I was a child. I loved science. I would do science experiments.
Right.
My mom found all kinds of grossness growing in the top of my closet because it's just what I love to do. And the only A plus I got my whole college career was in botany. And that really should have been assigned to me, 30
Right.
years ago.
Right.
But I didn't find it till, the 2010s.
Right.
Um, and it's kind of it's gotten to where it's just the thrill of growing something, putting a seed in the ground and it grows and it's a miracle every time I do it.
Yes,
And
it
then
is.
now I want to try new things. I was like, oh well, I've never heard of that vegetable. I need to grow it. Or oh, I've never done that before. I need to do it. And every time it is so exciting.
It
Every
is.
time I get something. So it's like I'm hooked. It's like I'm obsessed.
Right.
So and the YouTube channel just feeds that. So I'm
That's
having a
fun.
good time.
Yeah, that's fun. So like what was the things that you would do? You want to talk about what you would do, what you would grow as you were a kid? I mean, would you grow
Most
like mold spores,
It was
mushrooms?
mostly moldy things. It was
Right.
mixing mud and pond water and, bread or whatever and putting it in the top of my closet and just let's just see what happens.
Right.
Um, I have a vivid memory, so weird. I found a caterpillar floating in a puddle in my elementary school playground, and I took it home and I put it in a napkin, and it vomited up water and started moving again. And I felt like, oh my gosh, I'm a miracle worker. I was like,
That's
this is
funny.
amazing. Anything to do with science, I'm all about it. I got like a frog. You get those little science kits as a kid where you can dissect a frog. That was my jam. That was the best thing that ever happened to me that Christmas.
Oh, that's funny.
So anything to do with the natural world,
Right.
I'm there.
So what's the first plant you can remember growing?
My mom gave me a pack of carrot seeds when I was 8.
That's cool.
Yeah,
How
that was
did
amazing.
they do good for you?
Well, I picked them when they were about this big,
Okay.
because I couldn't wait.
Right.
But there they
That
were. But that at that same time, I found a dead hedgehog and I buried that with them. And when I pulled the carrots, I remember there just being bones where the hedgehog was, and I'm like, what happened to the hedgehog?
right.
So it's all connected.
Right.
I'm fascinated by all of it.
That's so funny. That's cool. That is really cool. A hedge. Where did you live at to have a hedgehog?
We were in Germany. I'm a military
Oh,
brat. Yep.
okay. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. We were
So,
stationed at Rhine-Main. Yep.
oh, that's cool. Germany's a very pretty place.
It's gorgeous.
Very pretty. My
Yep.
stepdad is from there.
Oh, there you go. I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
born there, but
yeah, yeah. He was born and raised there, and I think let me see, he was 20, like a 2011, I think. Whenever he got his citizenship for here.
Mm-hmm.
So my stepsisters are both over there still.
Oh, how
So
fun.
yeah. So
Awesome.
they go over there every once in a while and visit and stuff. But it's a
Mhm.
very, very pretty place. I tell you what I liked was the chocolate from over there that had the cognac in it. You know, yeah, that was one of
Good.
my favorite
Mhm.
things. So I don't drink, but I did like that. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, you know, th- being over there, that was quite a difference. You know, like
Mhm.
from over here. So, you know, like what did you try when you got over here? Did you try anything over? Like, what was the first plants you tried over here?
Oh gosh. Probably my first vegetable that I ever tried to grow as an adult, probably in 2011, is I had got some tomato starts. Um, and my husband loves to tell this story. I was gonna do the method where you have a bag of soil and you split it open and you just put the plants in there. So I did
Right,
that. I
right,
did that. And my husband's like, you have to water that. I'm like, no, I don't. Plants just figure it out. I said, I'm not out there watering that oak tree. I said, and of course they all died. So he loves to tell
right.
people who find out I have a YouTube channel. He's like, did you know she didn't know you're supposed to water your plants? I'm like, shh.
That's funny. That
But
is funny.
but that was that garden really got me hooked because I hadn't really like been serious about growing vegetables. That year I had tomatoes, I had cucumbers, I had kale, I had some chickens, even though we were in a neighborhood and you weren't supposed to. Um, and that's right before we sold the house and moved and got an RV. So that hooked me. But I didn't start my first garden here. After that one summer, 1 to 2 summers, I didn't do another garden until we'd been on this property. Oh, a couple of years. I think it was 2019 I did a garden, and then I started my YouTube channel in 2020. So it's been real sporadic. It's like the love of it was there,
Right.
but I just didn't make time for it.
So what is the biggest difference that you've seen, 2011 till 2019 when you started again? What changes were made to where you could see success?
About 5,000 YouTube videos. Like literally, I was obsessed with watching everything about gardening. And it actually drifted away from vegetables to ornamentals. I was all about roses and hydrangeas and landscape design. And so I was still learning about how plants grow and what plants need and how to prune and how to propagate and how to start from seed. So I was still there. But it
Right,
wasn't until probably I'd been doing my YouTube channel quite a few months, maybe a year before my husband helped me build my potager that I have now. And I got back into vegetables again because I was still with the ornamentals. But I have been to YouTube University. Most everything I know is from watching Garden Answer or Court Tube with Jim Putnam or Jess with Roots and Refuge. Like I have watched hours and hours and hours. I don't watch scripted television. I hardly
right,
watch any movies.
right.
If I have a free minute, I'm watching a gardening video on YouTube
Yep.
and I'm making friends. And I've made so many friends like Danny with Wicked Awesome Gardening. Hi, Danny.
That's how we do it here. Like we don't really watch anything. The kids might watch, cartoons or something, but
Hmm.
us, like my daughter, she'd be like, "Daddy, can I please watch something before you come into the bedroom?" Because I'll take the TV from her as soon as I go in there. And I'm like, "Yeah, you better hurry up and go," because as soon as I come in there, YouTube's coming on and I'm watching something. Because people will mistake my success for knowledge or whatever you want to
Hmm.
call it, right?
Yeah,
And they'll be
yeah,
like, "Oh,
that's
well, that
true.
guy can grow,"
Right.
right? What they don't understand is I'm learning. I'm not a master
Yep.
gardener. I just go out there, do my thing, do what I learned, right? And it multiplies into something really big. I don't know everything. I don't have all the answers, and
Right.
surely am not a master at it. But I'm like you. I'm constantly learning because no matter even the best gardener, if he's a great gardener, he will say he don't know it all,
Yeah.
right? And so it's that constant learning and being able to absorb because the minute that you think you know it all is the minute you stop learning and then it's all over, right? And I never want to get there. I want to be like a sponge, absorb everything I can, and transfer that out into the garden to be more successful. Not whether that's growing giants or growing food for us to eat, because there are some things that are very difficult for me to grow, right? And even if it looks easy on camera, it's not that easy for me. Like carrots, I pull in really good carrots, and I mean, I've grown a carrot that's the state record at like almost 4.5 pounds, right? And people are like, oh, you must be able to grow carrots. This year I grew a carrot that's 36 inches long, and they're like, oh, well, you can grow carrots really good. But what they don't understand is those are kind of anomalies, right? They're not the norm. The norm is, like this, right? And about that big around. That's the norm, all the rest of them are just anomalies that just happen to happen. And so, it's fun to learn because, like earlier today when I was talking to you, those guys that came here to shoot video of everything, they were oohing and ahhing and like, wow, I've never seen anything like this. And it's like, well, don't let it fool you, because I don't know, I don't know everything. I'm still, learning and stuff. And, some of the things I was telling them, like the troubles that I faced with growing here in this soil and the climate and everything, they were like, oh, I never thought about that, because one of them was a veteran who happens to grow stuff too. And he was like, huh, that makes sense. Now, now I'll have to try something different, because he couldn't figure out why he was struggling. And so it's fun to learn from different people, to see how people do it in different, areas and stuff, and to learn from all that, right? And be able to implicate that into your garden and to, how you do things there. So what are some of the things that you do there that have contributed to your success?
I don't know. I don't know. My husband built me a beautiful potager.
All right, let's talk about that. What is that?
So a potager is it's a French word for an English kitchen garden.
Okay.
Potager just means for the pot or for the soup.
Okay.
So and the way he designed it, it's quite genius. I mean, it's raised beds in a horseshoe shape.
Oh, that's cool.
And there's cattle panels surrounding it so the dogs can't get in.
Okay.
And then it has a pergola entrance with a gate. So it's this beautiful, like, walled garden.
Right.
And then I made beds in the middle, have an arch and some trellises and things to do climbing things. And it's just my happy place. Like, that is where I go. That's where I stay. That's where I drink my wine.
How big is it? Like square foot? Do you know?
No, it's like 48 feet long.
Oh, wow.
And then 30 feet on the sides, and then 18 coming into the pergola.
Wow, that is big.
And they're 4 feet deep.
That's big.
I know.
Yeah, he did a really good job.
I was so excited about it.
I think somebody loves you.
I know, just a little bit.
Yeah. So what all do you like to grow in there? What,
Well, I like to grow all the things. I really don't discriminate. I love all the things. What I'm struggling with is these big slicer tomatoes. I can't do it. And I think I need better soil. Cherry tomatoes are fine, but
hand me Big Bertha there.
Oh,
yeah. You mean like this? Is that what you're talking about? You're struggling with this type?
Yeah. Yes. I have never. That's
never?
Beautiful.
That's 3 pounds.
I haven't even grown 1 pound.
These are like 2
Look
pounds.
Look at that. That's crazy. Are you in the ground or are you in raised beds? I can't even grow that. Look at that. That's beautiful.
These are in the ground. Yeah, they're in the ground. So I struggled for a long time.
Yeah.
I could get a 1 to 2 pound tomato easy,
really?
But to break 2 pounds, I couldn't do it. I mean, I could hit 2 pounds, but I couldn't get over, right? I mean, 2.2 pounds, 2 ounces was my biggest ones, right? And I'm like, man, I don't get it. I'm doing X, Y, and Z, so an old timer that grows 17-pound tomatoes.
Good gravy.
He has the world record at 17 pounds. Right?
Yeah.
It's actually over 17 pounds. He really don't talk to a lot of people, but he took pity on me, I guess. And right. I'm going to tell you how. So he takes pity on me, and he sets me aside this winter. He messages me, and he don't normally talk to anybody. He's very secretive and don't want to talk to a lot of people. The giant growing community has been less than nice to this guy, right? They've really messed him out of several world records and stuff. So anyways, he takes me up under his wing and he says, all right, look here, son, this is what you need to do. And so you need to have, and there was another guy too that I can't forget, Pork Chop. Pork Chop helped me out a lot as well. Both of those guys have held world record tomatoes, like 9+ pound tomatoes. So Pork Chop says, I'm letting them get too leggy, right? They need to come right out and breathe fire, So if we're having a cold spring, and this year I waited, I held off. Usually I'll plant them tomatoes and they'll get, like my normal garden tomatoes. I'll let them get like this big, right?
Yeah.
And I think that they'll be okay because I put them in these 3x4 what are they called? Grow bags, right? They're and they're biodegradable. They rot in the ground. And so I put them in there, and I always thought I was doing okay with them, right? But they said, letting them get too leggy, not having a strong enough light, right? So the light not being, strong enough, or keeping it too far away, not
like indoors when you're starting.
When you're first starting them, heat. Not having proper heat, like a heating mat, things like that. So I changed all those things. Got the heating mat, got the lights, and kept them low. Didn't let them get leggy. So I planted them later. Then I planted them 3 weeks later than I normally do.
Okay.
The only thing I messed up on this year was I should have planted them 4 weeks later because the cold front stayed way too long. Well, I mean, it's been cold here all summer, but for planting a tomato out, it was still frosting for another week, longer than what I had planned. And so had they went out when I thought they should, I would have been okay. But they about a week too long inside. They didn't get leggy. They were on the brink of getting leggy, right? And so you want to avoid that as much as possible. The next thing that you want to do is you want to have high microbial life, right?
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah.
So Azos, Mycos, Versity, all three of those, I use compost, I use biochar now. All these things that I had not used in years prior. I used Mycos and Azos. I just didn't use the amount that I used this year, right? So I bumped up the amount of Azos, which is beneficial bacteria, mycorrhiza, which is beneficial fungi, and then Versity, which is goodness, it's I can't remember what it is exactly, but it's another microbe. I'll think of it in a minute. But anyhow, I did that. I put the biochar in and everything, and my tomatoes did a lot better. The only thing I messed up on is I allowed too many on the plant.
Right. Yeah.
In giant growing, you should cull them all off.
Yep. I
do that with my pumpkins and cucumbers and stuff, but for some reason, I never can bring myself to cut all the tomatoes off because I'm like, this one looks like it could be the next big one, So I struggle. There's an internal war, and it's like I just I'll leave it. It'll be okay, And really, in all honesty, when I showed them those, because I have 2 of them that were over 3 pounds now this year, and they both said you should have cut the rest of them off. And I can't do it. But if you're gardening, right, for eating, right, which I do, you've seen some of them other ones, right? Those were garden tomatoes.
Beautiful, yeah.
And they're 2 pounds. When usually I get like 1.5 pound, 1 3/4 pound.
Mm-hmm.
So those are all 2+ pound tomatoes that are coming off, and multiple 2 pound tomatoes coming off the plants. And so compost tea, that helps a lot.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
did
Yeah.
a lot of compost tea this year. I actually got a few videos out
Mm-hmm.
that have like what I put in my compost tea.
Mm-hmm.
And so like those things I've found works a lot better than having to use fertilizer all the time.
Right.
Because
Right.
if you don't have that microbial life, it don't matter how much fertilizer you put in the ground or how much nutrients are already there. If
Mm-hmm.
you're not down there breaking it down to where the plant can uptake it, you're not really going to have any growth anyhow.
That's so
So,
true. Yep.
so yeah, I mean, when I really started to, and I mean, a guy I've commented yesterday, or well, he actually called me and he said, man, I called this other guy that's a giant grower. And I said, did you see Ryan's compost tea video? He must have put $300 in that daggone IBC tote. And I was like, I don't know if it was 300, but I mean, it was a lot of stuff. But I like last year I made compost tea,
Mm-hmm.
but it was not to this extent, right? And I
Yeah.
can see a noticeable difference in everything. Even
Mm-hmm.
even with a bad year, because we've not had but like 3 or 4 days that have been 60-degree nights here, right? And so
Yeah.
even with low temperatures, 50s and 40-degree nights, everything out there, even though it's not massive like it usually is, it's very healthy. I don't have
Mm-hmm.
powdery mildew. There's one plant that has powdery mildew, but the rest of them are good.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that plant had some other issues that I just posted a video about, but I really contribute the reason why it's not got disease or powdery mildew, and the reason why I've not lost any of the fruit and stuff. Have been that giving them those extra bacteria and
Mm-hmm.
fungi to keep those bad things away,
Yeah.
right? Supercharging the soil. And
Mm-hmm.
so I mean really that's if you're struggling with slicing tomatoes, I would suggest pumping
Yeah. Work on my
a lot of those things.
microbes.
Yep,
Okay.
because I've really seen a big difference
Mm-hmm.
and that's exactly what
Mm-hmm.
the one guy that grows the 17-pound tomatoes,
Yeah.
exactly what he said back in the wintertime. He said, if you'll give them more beneficials than you will the other stuff, you're going to
Mm-hmm.
notice a lot of difference. He was like, I
Mm-hmm.
rarely have to fertilize.
Yeah.
I give them a lot of, beneficial bacteria and fungi, and that's really all they do. So, I mean, proof is in the pudding for him, and I mean,
Yeah.
it did good for me. So
I
definitely,
see.
yeah, definitely try it out. I think you would see a big difference in how your stuff does.
Okay.
What
Took notes. I mean, I'm real big into the whole soil, like the the soil food web. I've been
right?
watching a lot of Dr. Elaine's videos and stuff that she has on that. So that's fascinating. That's right. That's right up my alley.
Matt Powers does
Oh,
some pretty good ones too.
Matt Powers. I'm
Yeah,
writing this down.
he does a lot of stuff for Baker Creek.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and he's really knowledgeable about composting. And the other one that is very good is what is his name? Jim Kovaleski.
Jim Kovaleski.
Yeah, he's on this one guy comes and videos him. He doesn't have an actual if you put it in YouTube, he'll pop up.
Okay.
But it pops up under this other guy's YouTube channel because Jim doesn't have a YouTube channel himself. This other guy goes out and videos what Jim does.
Mm-hmm.
Jim doesn't use anything but compost.
Yeah. That's where I want to be. That's where I want to be.
And his whole yard is an oasis. I mean, there's no grass to be mowed. It's all food. It's a food
I'm gonna
forest.
check that out.
It's like James Piccioni, right?
Yes, I do like his channel. Yeah.
Right, I do too. I mean, that's what I'm looking for.
Yes.
That to me, I want to be back in Eden.
Yes.
Right? And growing like Adam and Eve were. That to me is just over the moon. The best you can get, and so hopefully we can get there one day. But right, exactly. So what else do you like to grow? I mean,
I had really good success with cabbages, so I'm a little bit addicted to cabbages.
I've seen that.
They were so cute. They were tiny, but I did that. So
Right.
I'm very proud of those little babies. Um, I mean, all my brassicas right now, I'm going to tell you, like I started these from seed in July, and this is a Napa cabbage. It's doing so good. And these are the lights that I won from you, the Monaos L. These
Right.
things, I had to turn them off. They were too bright behind me. But they're doing amazing. Everything, all of my brassicas right now are just doing amazing. And I'm so pleased. And I think it's your lights.
They look good. They look really good.
Really good.
Yeah.
Good job.
I can send you some giant ones if you want to try.
Giant what?
Cabbage.
What?
Giant cabbage.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean,
I got some that get like 100 pounds.
I wouldn't say no. I would
okay.
That.
Yeah, you'll have to shoot me your address and I can send you some.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they're cool.
Other things I like to grow are onions. I had really good success last year with the Texas Grand 0502. I've got a few left that are braided over here. Gosh, my figs are doing amazing this year.
I wish mine would. My figs.
We've had so much heat. I don't know if it's the heat or what. This heat, though, I will tell you, I did struggle this year just because Texas was 100 degrees.
Right.
Every day for almost 2 months straight. And we've had rain like twice. Like my whole yard is brown. All the grass is brown. I've got Japanese maples that I think are dead.
Oh, no.
A lot of our mature trees, our oaks are dropping leaves, and I'm worried. I'm really worried. So we've struggled. And so my garden has struggled. And I think some of my problem this year is I was having to water like deep soak every day. And I was rinsing all the nutrients right out of the soil. Like I was just washing it all out. I really didn't have good success with green beans. I had corn, forget about it. It was awful. Squash, but I have the vine borer issue. So I've been struggling with that. But onions did great this year. Cherry tomatoes did wonderful. Figs are doing great. Peppers did really good this year.
Yep.
But we're just so flipping hot. I think we got up to 110 last weekend, and it fried my loofah gourd. Like I've been watering that thing every day, but the whole thing just died. It's like crazy. I give up. It's too much.
That is way too much. So a couple things that I think might help you.
Yes.
So Previgenics, they are farmers from Florida. Okay. And so their fertilizers are made for a sandy soil.
Okay. Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So even if you use that to counteract you rinsing or washing those nutrients down, if you'll use something like Previgenics, it'll help you because it's made for sandy soil. Even if you don't have sandy soil, if you're having a deep water like that, that stuff is made for that. You know what I mean? So I highly recommend using some of that. That way you can retain some of your fertilizer in the soil and be able to get your nutrients to the plants. Plus, a lot of their stuff is mobile in the plant, where other companies have not figured out how to make it mobile in a plant, like CalMag.
Yeah,
it's mobile in the plant where other people can't figure out how to get calcium mobile in the plant.
Yeah.
They are really, really good, and they're very reasonably priced. It's not like over the moon, like really expensive. So that would help a lot. Boron can be a very good help in drought years. It helps with some of that, and zinc is another one, and you can actually get something called bore zinc or zinc bore. I can't remember which one it is, but that is a pretty good combination of stuff too. All that stuff can be found at Previgenics as well. But
excellent.
Yeah, there was something else you mentioned that you were having troubles with. You were washing the nutrients out. What was the other thing that you said you were having troubles with?
I don't know. I'm too nervous to remember.
Oh man.
Corn?
No.
Even my okra didn't grow this year. It was too hot for freaking okra.
My okra ain't growing at all. It's too cold.
What? Oh.
Yeah. Like it's 90 degrees here in the daytime.
Yeah.
But at nighttime, it goes down in the 50s and 40s. Well, those temperature swings.
Sounds amazing.
That. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, it's really not. It sucks.
But not for okra.
Right.
Oh, you froze.
Okra's like, I ain't doing nothing. Like I've got 3-month okra that's only this tall.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
What is wrong with you? Well, of course, there's probably some other issues that's going on too, right? Like spraying, the aluminum oxide all in the air and spraying it, right?
Yes.
So that's bad, right? I mean, blocking the sun out, I've got one okra plant that actually has 2 blooms on it in my greenhouse.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I'm like, yay, 2 blooms, 1 plant, yay.
Hercules.
Right, exactly. That movie, watch that movie tonight. Daggone you.
It's a good movie.
It is funny.
I feel like see, now I'm gonna have to watch it. It's so good. Right. But no, this year really made us, like, literally my husband and I wanted to just sell everything and move to North Carolina. We have friends that moved to Franklin, North Carolina, or Otto, somewhere around in there.
Come on over.
It sounded beautiful because they're like 75 degrees, 80 degrees in August, and we're like 110. We're like,
You won't be far from us. I think like 3 or 4 hours. It's not far.
See, I could come visit and do video.
Yeah, there you go. Y'all could come up here and hang out.
Well, we'll think about it. I'm seriously thinking about it. This summer about broke me. But I feel like I need to maybe this winter, like, rethink what I'm going to grow in the summer. Like, rethink of things that maybe the whole okra thing baffles me, because okra should have loved this summer with the humidity and the heat, but it didn't.
Have. Right. Which is weird, which kind of contributes to the conspiracy theory of them putting aluminum oxide in the air. And, so, I mean,
Danny.
I
Yeah.
don't know. It's
weird things were happening. I know. It's weird things were definitely happening. So I'm going to adjust my soil. I need to get better quality soil for sure. I've had the same soil in those beds for 3 years.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you need to do a little
need mending. To do some amendings, get some fresh things up in there.
Highly recommend putting some biochar in it.
Yeah. We have a burn pile at the back, and the little bits of wood that's like all charred up, I do put that in there.
Okay.
Not nearly enough yet.
Right.
We haven't been able to burn all summer. We've been under a burn ban.
Right.
No, definitely. No, I have some great notes here. Great notes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's like an education session.
Well, and you got to charge biochar, right?
You know what I did? I did see a video on that, but no, I don't remember how. Yeah. What do you do?
I have a live stream with Tony Morrow, I think it is. Okay. It's probably close to a month ago now that we did it, and you can check that out. He is one of the guys from Wakefield Biochar. Okay. And we kind of talk about charging it up and all those things, the benefits to having it, how you make it. Actually, to make biochar, you need to have little to no oxygen. It needs to kind of smolder, right? So it's a whole process, and I do it out here, some, and it's really, really hard. My wife makes me go put it out when it starts stinking.
Okay.
Yeah, because she's like, and then I found out from Tony, if it starts stinking, that's a bad thing. You don't want it. It shouldn't smell when you're doing it. So I'm like, well, now, do I got biochar or do I got crap char? I mean, what do I got out there?
I mean, it's a manure char. It should be the best of both worlds.
Well, I dump manure on it and then burn the wood chips. So or the wood chips catch on fire from the manure being on it.
Either way, it should work.
Right. It works. So, you're planning on, mending your beds and stuff. What else are you going to do between now and then? Because, I mean, you should be able to grow in Texas all year round, right?
I did actually this year. I was successful growing a full 12 months.
That's
so between my brassicas and my lettuce and my Bella, I was able to grow a full 12 months, and I was real excited about it. And I'm going to try it again this year. Sorry, dogs.
Can you grow tomatoes in the wintertime down there? Like, what can you grow in the wintertime down there?
No, I can do all of my brassicas. Now, the last couple of years, we've had those weird cold snaps where we get down to like 13 degrees or 8 degrees, like one day, and that's all it takes to kill
everything. Yep.
But you okay? I lost my cauliflower last year, but the cabbage did fine. So I was still able to grow. So, and arugulas and lettuces, kales, they all did fine. Brussels sprouts. I've had a Brussels sprout that I've kept for 2 years. She finally died this year. I called her Brenda.
Right.
And one of her sprouts, I took one of those off and rooted it and sprouted the sprout, and she got pretty good size. That was Brenda's baby.
Wow.
It's a whole soap opera on my channel. Anyway, they're both dead now. But it was a nice story while it lasted. I mean, I had in Texas a Brussels sprout. She got pretty tall. She probably got 3.5, 4 feet tall. I kept her alive almost 2 years.
That's crazy. And she kept on producing?
And she kept on producing. If they would get smaller and smaller as she got to the top. And then she finally died. But I got plenty of sprouts off of her. And then Brenda's baby, she never made sprouts, but she stayed alive long enough to get about 18 inches tall. So
that's cool.
A win is a win.
Yeah, absolutely. A win is a win. So now, would Brenda's baby have put out?
She had little buds. She had little buds in each of the little leaf nodes, but it got too hot this summer. This summer just broke everything. It just broke it. So, Monica, remember?
Yeah, she said, you will be remembered. Rest in peace. Poor Brenda.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But this winter especially, I'm going to go through the catalogs. I have another seed order coming in, but I really need to, I think, if this is going to be an annual thing, if we're just going to be on fire every summer until I get off my butt and move, I need to be looking at varieties that are more heat tolerant or more drought tolerant, or I just need to pivot. I'm just going to have to pivot and go with whatever's being thrown at me. I know I've got my brassicas going here, but I think some summer planning on my part is definitely in order for next year. Just so this summer, I mean, I had a lot of successes, but it just ended up being so disappointing because of the heat, you know, and it was taking all of the joy out of it. And
oh yeah, the heat sucks the joy out of everything.
It does. Yes, out of your soul.
Out of us, you know. It's like you go out and you melt like for 5 minutes. You're like, done, ready to go in. Time for a ice cold Gatorade.
I couldn't even have all of my wine out there. I love to drink while I garden, and I couldn't do it this summer because I didn't want to die.
Right. Yeah, I don't blame you. That's funny. So what do you like? What do you think you're going to implement for staying down there and being able to grow? Are you going to put water catchment systems in?
Definitely. I have a rain barrel. I just need to hook it up to a spout. It's been on the side of my husband's man cave for 3 or 4 years. I need to get that done for sure. I have drip to all of my beds, but I don't have, one of my timers broke. I bought a new one. I didn't hook everything up and get it going this summer. So what I was doing is watering after work every day instead of so I need to be an adult and get my timers set up because there's drip to every inch of my beds, but I wasn't utilizing them this year.
I've got, I got links, affiliate links to Drip Depot.
Okay.
I think it saves money for you if you need to use them. So
maybe, send it to me. I mean, I have the drip and I have the timers. I just don't have them on.
Right. Okay.
Well, I'm lazy.
That's funny. But I mean, we all kind of get that way, you know. I mean, we get overwhelmed and then when it's hot.
It's too hot.
Yeah. Who feels like going out there at 3 o'clock in the morning to get work done? Nobody. I mean, because legitimately, the way it's been down there, you would have to go out at 2 or 3 in the morning to get anything done. Be done by 6 because by 6 o'clock it's way too hot by then.
Literally this morning, it was 91 degrees by 8:30 a.m.
Nope. Couldn't do it. I out there watering at 8:30 with humidity everywhere, fog everywhere, and I'm like, God, this ain't too bad. Then 11 o'clock, it comes and it's like, yeah, and it's like,
you can't breathe.
Look at this. You see that?
Oh,
I got sunburnt today. How does a farmer who stays out in this every day get sunburnt?
That's not right, man.
No, that ain't right. I'm out there all the time and got sunburned today. I'm like, what in the world's going on here? You know? Oh, it was horrible. Because I was out there early this morning because those guys showed up early. So I was out there early. I mean, I'm out there generally early anyways, but then I was out there for an extended period of time, right? Like usually I come in about 10 and go back out about 12, come in about, 2, go back out about 4. Like I just in and out all day, Yeah, it was way, way too hot and way too long out there. It was miserable. And that was only 92 degrees, right? And yeah. You'd probably been like, 92,
92?
Cold, I need a jacket.
I mean, we got down to 87 yesterday. We got a little bit of a rain shower, and I'm like, oh, it's so chilly. We got down to 87.
That's funny. My mom come in from South Carolina this weekend. She's all bundled up over like an Eskimo, and it's like, what are you doing? It's chilly here. It's hot. I'm dying out here. It's hot. And Mama's don't have no air conditioner in Mama's house. Like, yeah, because we went over there and their air conditioner was broke. And I'm like, it's hot. And she's like, well, their air conditioner's broke. And I'm like, okay, but it's hot. She's like, I don't think it's too bad. It feels pretty nice. It's like, this is miserable, And so people from hotter places, when they come here, they're like, oh, this is perfect. I'm like, no, this is death. What are you talking about?
I'm gonna love it when we get there.
Oh yeah, you will.
After living in Texas for forever.
North Carolina, if I'm thinking right, that's in the mountain part of North Carolina.
It is. It's in the Smokies.
Yep. So, I mean, you'll love it there. It's beautiful there. It's cool. But nice.
It doesn't get too cold in the winter. Like they don't get a lot of snow. They don't like get a lot of tornadoes. They don't really get like the hurricanes because the mountains like block it.
Yep. It's nice. Magical. It's nice. Yep. I really need, because I love West Virginia, but it gets way too cold in the wintertime.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't want that either.
No, like usually last winter it didn't, but generally the lake will freeze over and be froze from December till March.
Oh, it gets that cold?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and it just stays froze. And then it's like, well, when spring's coming because lake starts melting.
The lake starts melting.
Yeah, it was
negative
no idea 30 here last
okay.
year.
Okay. Yep. So you're much further east.
I'm west.
West?
Yeah, I'm west, but I'm north.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
y'all get snow, like a lot of snow.
A lot of snow. Usually, last year we didn't. Last year we just got that Arctic blast that put us down like negative. It was like negative. I think the lowest it got was negative 40, wasn't it?
Whoa, what?
Yeah.
Negative 40?
Yeah. Yeah, because it busted all the pipes in the house at Christmas. Like
real
Christmas
numbers.
Eve.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Christmas Eve, I was like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Like it was so bad that my dad calls on Christmas. He said, I just want to tell you, I'm really proud of how you handled all that and didn't flip out. And I said, well, thanks, Dad. I appreciate it. He said, that was a really bad time. I said, yeah, who you telling? I had an ice skating rink under the house because the water.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
I flooded the laundry room. Let me tell you how this went. I got a video of everything.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so it's all on YouTube.
Okay, I'm watching that video.
So I go under the house because I wake up and I woke up at 6 a.m. and everything was fine. Right? I'm like, okay. Everything's good. Water's running. We're good. I knew it was cold, and I had it dripping. I had the faucets dripping because we leave.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
Right. Yeah. So, didn't think nothing of it. She comes and gets me at 10 o'clock. She's like, the water's froze. What? And then I was like, well, I guess I'll go outside with the hairdryer. So I go outside with the hairdryer, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, that ain't working. So I go and get the heat gun. What heat
it's
gun.
Lucky you have one. Yes, I have seen a heat gun.
Right. So I go get the heat gun because the hairdryer ain't working fast enough, and it is cold outside. I mean, I'm bundled up in my hunting stuff, but I am freezing out there. I don't get cold like that. But it was borderline. I was getting worried. I was getting hypothermia out there, right? Because I was there so long with a hairdryer.
Yes.
So I go get the daggone gun, the heat gun. I'm over. Whoop. I didn't know that I was melting parts. Okay. Internal parts. I didn't know what I didn't know. I didn't know. I couldn't see them. They were melting internally. I didn't know. So it would, I was like, the leak won't, not the leak, but the water won't unthaw. And I'm like, why won't it unthaw? Because this is where we on the pressure regulator, right? It always freezes on that brass pressure regulator. And so I'm like, why will it not unthaw? Because that's always the problem point right there for me.
Yeah.
And because I got heat tape on the water line too, so I'm thinking it should be fine. So then my wife's like, maybe it's over there where the water comes into the house. So I go over there and dig it up, and underneath the house, I dig up that and I start blow drying that. My buddy gets the heat gun. He starts hitting the whatever that thing is, the regulator. So he's doing the regulator. I'm over here doing that. And there's still no water. And I'm like, what's going on? And then I called one of my buddies who's a plumber. And he says, do you got more than one shut off? No, ain't no more than one shut off. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm positive. Ain't no more than one shut off. Well, I go down to the other end of the house where the water goes into the house. And there was another shut off there. And I said, well, I guess you do the regulator. I'll do this shut off. So I hit the shut off. He's hitting the regulator. All of a sudden, like this. And
no.
Oh, yeah, it's going everywhere. And I'm like, crap. So she had to go buy a part to fix that part. So she went and got it. I fixed it. Well, then the regulator, I had melted the inside of it with the heat gun. Right. This is on Christmas Eve. Everybody's getting ready to close. We had to call our friends to open their store up so they could get those parts. So I was like, Al, the regulator went out. He was like, all right, man, no problem. I'll be there in a minute. I'll get you the regulator. So he goes, gets the regulator. I put it on. While she's getting the regulator, I don't want the water to stop running and freeze again. So I got the water running.
Sure.
And she said, she had told me before she left, you need to check because there's a drip coming from the water line where it goes into the washer. I was like, okay. So I go over there and I'm like, yeah, it is dripping. And so I moved the washer out a little bit more and I go to inspect it. And because the regulator was out, all that pressure was shooting through. It shoots the entire, like the on off, shoots that whole thing off the pipe over my head. Water goes everywhere in the laundry room. I flood the laundry room. I'm shoving towels, wrapping them around there. And I'm telling my boy, I'm like, get in here and hold the towels on this stuff so I can run outside soaking wet, negative 40 degree. Right. And I'm soaking wet and I run out there to turn the water off at the meter. By the time I get back, literally all I did, ran out there, turned it off, came back, and I was froze, ice all over my body. And I wasn't out there 30 seconds, if that. Right. I mean, it was bad. So, yeah. So I had to call her and said, hey, you need to get this part because whoever the idiot was that put this together, they didn't glue it. They just stuck it on there without
doing that purple stuff.
Right. They didn't glue it on.
Okay.
And I'm like, ain't no wonder it shot off at me, So anyhow, that was bad, but I was on camera and then I put it up.
And it was on camera.
Yeah. Like I took video of stuff.
You put a little star by that. I'm watching
that. And Dad wrote me or called me the next day and he was like, I'm really proud of how you handled that. Because I just sat down and opened up a book and read them the night before Christmas and acted like nothing happened.
Oh, good dad.
Yeah. So, but inside I was throwing a fit.
Oh, that is a great story.
That was a fun Christmas. Yeah.
So next time you're going to shut off the main to the house. Before,
right. First. Yeah.
That's what we had to do. Yeah. Because I'm not trying to fix pipes.
I mean, I just wouldn't have thought of that.
I know. Yeah. It doesn't happen here that often. Our neighbors busted pipes and we're like, nope, we turned it off.
Right. Because luckily, where I'd been working on it already, I already had the thing to turn it off. It was already up there because I had to fix the other part. Well, I left the water running so it wouldn't freeze back up. And it was bad. It was bad, man. Cause it just comes shooting off of there. And then I went underneath the house and the regulator was froze under 2 foot of ice, and it was like an ice skating ring. I had to bust all that ice, or did we melt it off? Melted it off, didn't I? Yeah, had to melt it off of the old regulator and put the new one on. It was a lot of fun. So
this sounds like so much fun.
Yeah, but the heat has to be worse than that.
I'm gonna agree with you actually.
Yeah, it has to be worse
because I can put on more clothes.
Exactly. Can't take them all off.
I mean, we do have neighbors.
Right. So, I'm telling you, man, it's but those types of things though are really, I mean, it might not be fun in the moment, but it's fun when you look back at it. It is true.
It is.
When people are like, "Oh, you'll look back at that and laugh." Yeah, it was funny. Like the next day, I just kind of chuckled about it. So
because it's over.
Right. Yeah. It's not funny when it's going on. Yeah, that's aggravating. But after the fact, that was a lot of fun. But so how many rain catchment systems do you want to put in? You just want to put in that one barrel, or you want to put in multiple barrels? I mean,
I would love to have enough. I would love to have enough to be able to collect when we have our rainy bouts. I mean, we had Harvey. That would have been a whole bunch of water if I could have captured all that.
Right.
I'm going to start with the one just because, money.
How big is it? Like
it's a 55-gallon barrel. I could water one whole day.
One whole day.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I would like to get more. We'll see if we end up staying here. I don't want to invest too much
right true, because then you would have to either haul it off, haul it with you, or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see how the next 3 years go. I'm giving us 3 years to.
Right.
Do it or don't.
So
either we're going to do it or we won't.
When you move, what is the thing that, like, everybody has this one thing that if they found it, if it became available, they'd say, "I'm gone now," right?
Yeah.
So what is that one thing that if it became available in North Carolina, you'd be like, "That's the one, we're out of here"?
So it would be at least an acre. I don't care if it's a mobile home or a shack or whatever, as long as it's livable and a bank will give you a mortgage.
Right.
At least an acre. I prefer 2. I don't want it to be hanging off the side of a cliff because I don't like some of those roads. I can't, and I won't. I want to be at the base of a mountain where I can see it or have it like in my view. I don't want to be on it.
Right.
So I would like 1 to 2 acres. I want some woods, but I don't want the whole thing to be woods. I've seen lots of land where it's all woods up the side of a mountain and you can't do anything with it. I have been looking. Yeah. But yeah, 1 to 2 acres, mobile home. I need a flat enough area where I can build raised beds and garden. And I just want to have beautiful views. I want a big porch. If it doesn't have it, my husband will build one. He built all our porches. He's really good at it. And we need to hurt him do it before he gets too old.
There you go.
Our porches.
Man, you make me sound like an old Rumpelstiltskin, though. You're like, man, we got to hurry up and do this, honey. Yeah, come on.
I feel like the clock is ticking. He's 55. I'll be 50 this year.
What?
I know.
Nah, bull. You ain't 50.
I am. Well, I'm 49. I'll be 50 in November. It's coming. It's coming real quick. I know. I have a son that's 28.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah, y'all. You don't look like you, Monica and Eric. Y'all don't look y'all's age.
No, I know.
Right? I'm sitting there like, they're talking about we got grown kids, and I'm like, grown kids? What? Like, I can't. Like, it's just crazy. So hopefully, I age gracefully like that. You know what I mean?
You probably will. You're growing all those good vegetables.
I hope so.
So yeah, I want us to hurry up and get it. This was supposed to be our retirement property. Like this was supposed to be it. I mean, we've got 1.3 acres. We kind of wanted 5, but this was cheap. We bought it at the right time. It's like doubled in price since we bought it in 2016 with, the way things have gone crazy.
Right.
It's a perfectly sized little double wide mobile home. We've got our 3 dogs. It's all fenced in. I have my garden. It was perfect until the son wanted to go crazy.
Right.
So I don't know if we can stay.
Yeah, I don't know that I can handle that either. I mean,
none of it's going to be every year. Last year it was almost this bad. This year was really bad. If it does it again, we really have to consider
Right.
Like, this is how it's going to be now, so we probably should go.
Right. And you know what's crazy is though is it almost makes you wonder if, you know, because the two of the largest ranches in America are in Texas.
I just found that out. Like
The
the
Four
King
Sixes
Ranch is
and the King
hundreds of
Ranch.
thousands of acres.
Yeah. The King Ranch takes up freaking counties.
I know.
And
They have a truck named after them.
Right. And the Four Sixes is massive too. Like you can
Yes,
ride,
that one too. Yes.
you know, so I mean, you know, when you got two big ranches, two of the biggest ranches in America sitting in Texas, and people want to control the food, they want to control the population, it's pretty easy to see why Texas is so hot right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
a lot of people are coming here, yeah.
Right, you know.
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. I'm not about this heat. Some people love it though. Some people love the heat.
Right.
Like this Arizona type heat we're not used to.
No.
I mean, we're this part of Texas, we have trees and we're usually green, and it used to rain every afternoon, kind of like Florida. You get those afternoon rainstorms. It doesn't do that anymore.
See, that's just weird. It's very weird. You know,
it's weird.
Yeah, they got this thing called HARP. You ever heard of that?
I have, back in my YouTube days.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I did.
Yeah. So and it's real. It is real.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I've heard more about it lately with the weird weather we've been having. It has resurfaced.
There's a guy on CNN who said that they've been controlling it with lasers. Have you seen that video?
No.
Yeah, I'll have to find it and try to send it to you. So there's a guy. This is back in like the early 2000s, like 2001 or 2003, talking about they were controlling it with lasers. You know, they were using lasers to do it and all sorts of things. And yeah, he was on CNN talking about it. So I mean,
I'm gonna look at that. I'm gonna look at this.
It's pretty wild what all they can do. You know,
I have come away from this with so many notes.
That's good. That's good. Hopefully, everybody watching's coming away with that many notes too. Yeah. So, so you don't want to be at the you don't want to be on the top of the mountain, but let me play devil's advocate here.
Okay.
So I live in West Virginia, where I'm at 2,287 feet. Right. Lovely. I'm not at the base of the mountain. It's kind of more of like, it is a mountain. I live on top of a mountain.
Okay.
But it's a huge plateau mountain.
Okay.
Right. So like it gets up higher, but I'm in this like low shelf, whatever you want to call it. Right. And it's a pretty big shelf.
Are there scary roads to get to your house? Well, then I'm fine. As long as there's no like drop off the side like of my driveway. I don't want that. Yeah. Yeah.
But if you get at the base of a mountain, because you're scared to be on top of the mountain.
Yes.
Because there are some really, really pretty farms that you have to grow on 1-lane roads to get on, right? That are.
I know, 1 lane. What do you do if somebody's coming?
You honk the horn and you tell them scoot over in the ditch. That's what you do. And if they don't, you got a big enough truck, you push them in the ditch. That's what we do anyhow. Like, you don't want to get over? I got a bigger truck than you. You're going in the ditch one way or another. Like, you can play monster trucks if you want to. I'm going to win. You know what I mean? That's just how it is, And cloud seeding, But anyways, like, I can show you some beautiful farms that you got to take 1-lane roads to get there. Yeah. But I mean, when they open up on top of that mountain,
that sounds pretty.
Yeah, it's huge, and nobody goes back in there.
Yeah.
Except for who lives back in there.
Yeah.
So you don't have
to
worry.
I like that too. I like that idea too.
But if you live at the base of the mountain, you're not be able to grow as good because well, you got to think, you got a mountain here and you got a mountain here. That's how it's going to end up being. Because if you're going to be in a valley.
A lot of mountains.
Right. And what will happen is you'll only have a certain amount of sunlight every day because, it'll come up. You might get sun from 10 to 2.
Yeah.
And then after 2 or 3, you ain't really getting any sun. You're just getting filtered sun. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's better to be on the top of the mountain, just my opinion. May have to go on a scary road to get there, depending on where it's at. But
Well, if I had a work from home job, that'd be fine because I'd never leave anyway.
There you go. So, yeah, don't be too scared of the roads. You know,
Well, we'll
a lot
see.
of
My
them,
husband's been there. I haven't been there. He helped
right?
our friends move there, and he said, yeah, some of those roads were sketchy. You should have
Yeah,
seen us on the way to the Grand Canyon. I was like, I'm like, I can't look out the window while we were driving. It was, I
that's
can't
funny.
do it. Can't do it.
That's funny. I've I don't like. I used to jump out of airplanes. You know, when I was in the
I
army.
have done that,
Yeah.
but I was
So
strapped to someone else.
yeah, no, I didn't have anybody. Yeah, it was
You just jumped. You were in
yeah,
the army.
yeah.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
but now I kind of look back at that and I'm like, yeah, I was a real idiot. I was real stupid. I didn't have any regard for my life whatsoever, and that was a really dumb thing to do.
Really?
Yeah, because I
Oh,
watched people get drugged by the
yeah.
airplane. Like their static line wouldn't pull the
That is
chute.
a
They'd be
nightmare.
flopping off the side of the aircraft, you know, and the black hat would cut the rope. The jump master would cut the rope so they could pull the reserve. You know what I mean? Because you can't just let them
That's
flap on
terrifying.
the side of the plane. You know what I mean? I've watched them bounce off the tarmac because they
Okay.
didn't know they were dragging them. You know, I've watched them put their
Jiminy
like as you're
Christmas.
going out the door, and as you go, you're handing your static line to the jump master. Well, I've watched
Mhm.
one guy hand the static line off. Guy come up behind him. The first guy didn't hand the static off line firmly in the jump master's hand. So
Uh-huh.
when that static line pulled tight, it grabbed the other guy that was behind him. Grabbed him up here on his bicep and pulled his
Mm-mm.
bicep down to his forearm.
Stop.
Gave
This is
him pop.
nightmares. These are nightmares.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
yeah. I mean, and I'm sitting there the whole time. I'm like, that was pretty bad, poor fella, you know. But now I look back at him, I'm like, you dummy, like could have happened to you, idiot.
It
So
could have.
yeah,
Okay. Well, a scary mountain road doesn't sound so bad now. Thanks
right,
for the
exactly. See,
perspective.
it's not bad.
Thank you.
Yeah, you can do it.
I'll let you know when I get there.
Yeah, there you go. That's funny. So, but yeah, you want the home like actually homestead there, like when if you move. I mean,
I
or do you want to?
do. I
Yeah,
really do. I mean, I don't feel a real strong need that I have to. I just want to.
right.
I want to do it myself. Everything but the meat. I don't think I can do my own meat. I really don't. I'm
No,
not I'm not there.
you're not there.
I can't. I don't think I could. I can't even fish anymore. I used to love fishing.
What?
I can't even put the worm on the hook because I feel bad.
Oh, you're gonna have to get over that.
I know I can't right
Yeah, yeah. They don't feel any pain.
now. I can't believe
Yeah, they're painless. They're all right.
Mhm.
You just stick them on the
Anyway,
hook and
there are a
yank
lot of things that I need to discuss with a professional at length.
them. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's really it is hard. I was discussing this last week with Jesus Loving Homestead. You
Hmm.
know, like we had a chicken that had rye neck really bad. It was a chick, right? And I didn't want to put it out of its misery. You know what I mean? Like I don't, but I always end up getting the bad guy job, right? Like
Yeah.
going out there and so now I got a ball peen hammer and it's just like okay, go out there
Oh no.
and
Mm-mm.
and but it's never fun. It's never fun to do that. You know what I mean? It's
Mm-mm.
even worse when it's a chick or something that's
Yeah.
young and hasn't lived a life or had purpose yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's always hard. But
Okay.
you gotta I was talking to them and you kind of put yourself in this position where you're trying to give your kids a better life, give yourself a better life by eating
Hmm.
what you grow
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
not have steroids and antibiotics
Yeah.
and all this other stuff pumped
Exactly.
full in your stuff. And I mean, it's a shame that we would have to resort to that in order to get good food. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, it's it's kind of like growing up or being able to relate to my grandfathers. You know what I mean? Like, well, they done it. You know what I mean? They
Right.
didn't want to do it. Like my grandpa will still cry to this day about a pig that he was forced to kill when he was like 10 years old.
Right.
Right. And he's just
Aw.
like, and I mean, he's killed a slew of deer and everything since,
Yeah.
but that one,
Yeah.
because he was little, his dad had left to go for work, like in Ohio, and left him down here
Okay. Yeah.
because there was no work down here. So he had to
Hmm.
go up there to work, and so his mom was like, "We need food. Pigs out there. You're
He's
going
the
to go
man of the
do it."
house now.
Right.
Yeah.
And so he went out there, and he'll still get teary eyed about it, and it's like, yeah, I mean, but all the deer you killed, you don't shed no tear of it. I mean, there's things that,
Right. Yeah.
because he had a relationship with the pig. The
Yep.
pig was his friend and stuff. You calm him down.
Hmm.
And so,
And
yeah, I
some
mean,
memories just stick with you. Some memories
right,
just
right. And
imprint on you.
I
Yeah.
get it. I get it. It's tough, but it is,
Well,
it
we'll
is
see.
right. But it's when I look at it, it's like, well, what are the benefits? What am I giving my kids? I know
Hmm.
what I'm feeding them. I know what it was fed. I know it had a good life.
Yeah.
I know all these. I know it was loved and all these things, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the ones that we have here right now, like the things that we have, are all breeding stock.
Okay.
It's the kids that they have that end up becoming the freezer meat.
Right. 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 Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
That makes
we
sense.
can bond with these things. We can have a good time with these things and enjoy them because they're not going to be ate. You know what I mean? It's
He's
their
killing
baby.
their children.
Right, right. It's their babies we're going to have
I
to
know.
take care of, and like I don't let them mess with them. When they'll get look at this little chick, put it up, don't touch it, because I don't want that attachment.
Right.
You know what I mean? I
Right. Right.
want
Right.
them,
Yeah.
and
That's
it's
true.
not, a lot of people be like, oh, well, they need to be attached, and you're making them emotionless to it. No, I'm not making them emotionless. We don't play with our food, whether that's on the plate or while it's alive. You know what I mean? We don't play with it.
If I get hungry enough, I will kill some. I guess I will.
There you
If
go.
it comes to it.
And there's plenty of frogs over here.
Ew.
So
I've
we,
had frog legs. That's gross.
we love frog legs.
My mom cooked those for us back in the 80s, and I would tell you, it tastes like a chicken drumstick
Yep.
that you swirled around an aquarium. It's gross.
No.
Ugh. Well, maybe my mom
No.
didn't know how. She was from England. She didn't know how to cook frog legs.
I'll have to cook you some. They're not bad. They're not bad. They're
Well,
that
when I
like
come
look.
visit, we'll have frog legs.
The only thing my buddy that came over here, him and his wife and his daughter came over on the 4th of July, and me and my son we went gigging so we could have some extras for him.
Poor frog.
And so we cooked up. I fried up. I don't know how many of them. And he comes in. My buddy comes in to eat one of them, and he's like, "The foot's still on it." Yeah, we don't cut the feet off. Just like the flipper stays on, whatever you want to call it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so the only thing we do is just pull his pants off. That's what we.
That makes sense.
Right.
Sure, sure.
And so, other than that, I mean, there's no reason to chop his foot off. It's extra process in the whole thing. Nobody got time for that. Put him in some milk, batter him up, throw him in a skillet, So, anyways, so he sat there and he ate it. He was like, man, that's really good. I like that a lot, And I'm like, yeah, there we go. His daughter comes in and he's like, I was like, she kept looking at it and she's, and I was like, what? She's like, is that the foot? I said, yeah. She's like, nope, can't do it.
No.
She was like, I was going to eat one, but I can't do it with the foot on there. Like, what's the difference? You ain't eating the foot. You're just eating the drum, the big fat part. You just rip that off and throw it away and eat the drum part. She couldn't do it though because the foot was on there.
It makes it look more like a body part, right?
Right.
It's like those Asian ducks they sell with the head still on it. It's like it's still a duck, but you don't want the head on there.
Yeah, I just throw it away. Yeah, problem solved. Yeah, I mean, there's people who eat chicken feet. Have you ever seen that?
I had chicken feet.
Chicken feet sandwiches. They eat
I think I've had pig's feet. I've had pickled pig's feet. Yeah. I like pickled things.
Can't do that.
Or turkey necks.
Yeah. Like
Um,
I have a rule. We don't eat tongues, liver, or feet.
oh, I love liver.
No, I can't do liver.
Oh, have you had steak and kidney pie? Kidneys are delicious.
Oh,
You gotta
God.
soak all the pee out of them, but they're really tasty. They're
No.
kind of like heart. They're chewy, like gizzards. They're kind of like gizzards.
No, can't do them either.
Oh, well, that's more for me. That's fine.
Yeah,
We're gonna get
I
along
can't. I
fine.
don't know. My dad used to fry up chicken liver, and beef liver.
Yes, yum.
No, God, no. Ugh. It's chalky.
It's delicious.
It's got a chalky taste, like it's a.
Not any worse than black eyed peas. They're chalky.
I don't know. I can't do that. I can't do that. The liver, the gizzards, the heart, none of that.
Yum.
Yeah,
I've never had tongue.
Can't do tongue either.
I've
But
seen
now-
a big old beef tongue. I don't know. That's a lot of meat. That's
There's
a lot of meat, though.
meat. Yeah, one guy made tacos out of it,
Yes, I've heard of that.
and
I
I'm like,
haven't had it.
if I didn't know what it was, I'd try it.
That's what it is. Your brain messes with you if you don't know what
does.
it is.
It does. You know, but chicken feet.
Yeah.
People eat chicken feet sandwiches.
Yeah.
And I'm
It's
like,
meat.
how do you eat a chicken foot sandwich? I mean, you know, like
Hmm.
I had to watch a video to learn how to make a chicken foot sandwich because I was curious about a chicken foot sandwich. So I watched Country Style, Art Fennell.
Okay.
Right? And he's got a video out. I think he made it last year on chicken feet sandwiches.
Art Fennell. I'm writing this down. I'm interested too. I mean, do you leave the bones in or you just take the meat off the pads?
From what they were doing, like they put it on white bread and they would take a bite and they would eat and then they would pull the bone out.
No.
And I'm like,
I don't want a bony sandwich.
I can't do that.
Mm-mm.
Like I just can't. I can't do that. You know. But
I'm with you on that one.
yeah, but you can watch it and see. You know, like what they were doing. You know, so it's pretty interesting.
Butts. Carol knows someone who eats chicken butts.
Chicken butts.
Like just the
anus
or the whole. Just the
chitlins. That's a pig.
Chitlins. I used to have to clean those every holiday. My stepdad loved chitlins.
No.
The whole house smelled like poo. It was gross.
I can't do that either.
No.
There was a guy I grew up with, Ronald Haskett. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and he would bring chitlins to school,
Mm-hmm.
and he would. Nope, they stink. They smell, and they were slimy. Like just.
I used to have to clean them. You got to take that lining out. I was good at cleaning them.
Nope, can't do it.
It was
but you know what? I guess in a way we all eat them. If we eat sausage links.
Oh, the casing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I guess we're technically eating them.
Yeah.
But I can eat them when they're filled with something. I just can't eat them by themselves.
Ew.
Yeah.
You know, I guess we shouldn't waste any part of the animal if it's edible. If times get that
I don't
serious.
Know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you ever heard of haggis?
I have.
Yeah, where they shove.
Not eating that either. Or menudo. I'm not eating those things.
No, we're not eating that stuff. That's. Okay. I mean, that's just why. Who would have thought of that?
Well, I'll eat a kidney. It's just I'm particular about my organs.
Right. I mean, but who would have sat there and thought I'm going to shove this and this and this in the stomach of the
hungry people.
I reckon so.
No food.
I mean, they must have been starving to death.
That potato blight. That's like, well, let's eat this sheep's stomach.
Right. I mean, I tell you what, I would go outside and forage for bugs before I'd eat that stuff. I'll eat grub worms. I'll eat big old red wiggler worms before I'll eat that stuff, man. I am not eating that. I'm just not doing it.
Let's just hope it doesn't come to that.
Yeah, right.
We'll see.
Hope I got enough fruit and vegetables to last because I don't want to eat that stuff. That's funny. Is it poor
folks getting creative?
Yeah, they sure do, don't they? That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's next for your YouTube channel and stuff?
Well, today's exciting. I'm so close to having my 4,000 watch hours.
There you
I'm
go.
like 3,963.
Okay.
Right there.
So everybody needs to go put her playlist on.
I don't have any playlists yet. I don't have any playlists yet. I don't know how to make them.
They can create a playlist.
Okay.
They can all go onto your channel. They can create a playlist of all your videos.
Oh.
Turn it on and let it play.
Please do that.
Yep. And you can do it too.
Oh. Well, that's on my list here.
Yep.
So
That's how I
what
done mine.
happens?
That's how I got mine.
Okay, I will. I'm gonna work on that.
Yep.
Another YouTuber, her name's Jess. Not Roots and Refuge Jess, a different Jess. She does ornamental stuff. She gave me the sweetest shout out last week on her question and answer video. She has like 10,000 subscribers. And she gave me this wonderful shout out. I didn't see the video until somebody commented on one of mine. She said, "Hey, great video. Jess sent me, or I'm here because Jess," and I'm like, "Jess?" Okay.
Right.
First, I was like, "Roots and Refuge." Sure, she didn't know who I am. And,
Right.
and I was like, "Oh, the other Jess." So I went and watched her video, and it was just the sweetest shout out. And since that video came out last week, I've got 208 more subscribers.
That's awesome.
I'm so excited. And then my watch hours just went vroom. So
That's awesome. Yeah, absolutely. So everybody that's in the chat, anybody that watches this, go over to Nicole Smith Gardening and get you a playlist created and play it. Watch it, play it. If you can't, let it play while you sleep.
I hear I'm funny.
Yeah.
People have said I'm quite funny.
That's funny.
So
that's funny.
But so, yeah, that's all. I'm just gonna create more content. I do it. I'm not trying to be a big, huge channel. I'm not trying to be famous. I do love making the videos. I love gardening. I love filming myself gardening. I love editing. I even watch my own videos. I'm shameless. Funny. I think my videos are hilarious. I'll watch my own ding dang videos if there's nothing else on. But for my channel, I'm just going to continue doing what I'm doing. I want to get better at growing vegetables. I'm hoping people will join and watch me while I get better at what I'm doing, what I love doing.
Can you do me a favor? Go on my live. Go to Nicole Smith Gardening first, and then go to her about, click her link, then put it in my chat, because I don't know, I can't do it from here, because if I do, I know good and well I'll lose it. I'll end up ending the live stream on accident. So, but I mean, but what happens if you do end up being a YouTube success? I mean,
I don't know if mentally I can handle it. This was stressful and
oh, come on.
I don't know if I'm ready. When I got those extra 208 people, I'm like, oh, I hope I don't disappoint them. They didn't come to me organically. Like, what if they hate me? Like all these insecurities from high school.
You gotta shut that down. You gotta be like, I can do this. I am the bomb. I can do this. I got, like, there you go.
When it's just me and myself, I agree.
Right.
Like, every time my mom hears Carly Simon's "You're So Vain," she calls me. She's like, "Nicole, your song's on." Because I feel that way, but when it comes to other people, I'm like, oh, then I'm not. If I see it through other people's eyes, I'm like, no, I'm not. But if it's just me,
I mean, I think your stuff is great. I mean,
thank you.
So I mean, I go to Nicole Smith Gardening. Yeah. Go over to her about. Scroll over to about. Click it. Make a description. It says there should be an about.
I hope I have an about.
Let me see it.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Hang on one second.
Yep. Thanks, Carol.
Click on that. Yeah, right there. There's her link.
Thank you,
click
Joe.
That. Copy the link. Now go into my chat here and post the link. Comment the link. Or just like comment the link. There you go. I get it. We'll get it on there. I know good and well if I would have tried to do it on this computer, I would have. I'm not very tech savvy. So that's my whole problem. I'm not very good.
Yeah, I'm not very good at it either. I still film and edit everything on my phone.
I do too. I got everything to edit on this on the computer, right. And I've got everything to shoot better videos with a big camera and stuff. Phone's just easier. I
have a camera. We got it at a pawn shop. Spent like $200 on this ding dang camera. I can't figure out how to use it.
What is it?
I don't know. It's some sort of. Oh, I'm gonna knock everything over if I try to move. It's a Canon. It's a Canon something or other.
M50 Mark II.
That sounds something. Hold on.
That's what I got. I got a Canon M50 Mark II, and I can probably help you out with that. See what I like about that with the Canon M50 Mark II.
No, it's a SX530HS.
Oh, that's a really good one. Yeah. So
Well, we'll chat.
it should be able to Bluetooth to your phone because my
I think
Canon.
so.
Yeah. So then all you do is shoot it on there and Bluetooth it to your phone, and you can edit the videos on your phone still.
Well, what I don't like is I can't see myself while I'm filming.
Oh,
It
don't.
doesn't have the flip
Screen.
thing. Yeah.
The M50 Mark II has a flip screen,
Hmm.
so you can flip it around.
Well, if you know anyone who wants to buy one of these,
There you go. Right. I mean, you can probably put it on eBay and do pretty well with it.
actually I should. I used to eBay stuff. That's a great idea, actually.
Yep.
Okay.
And then get your money back out of it, or probably even more than that, and then buy you a Canon M50 Mark II, but it's got the flip screen. Can you get mine for me real quick?
Yeah, because I have to see what my face is doing while I'm filming.
Right. Well, to make sure you're getting your face in the picture. You know
exactly.
What I mean? So, and then I got the Ronin, the DJI Ronin. So that's a gimbal that you
put
it in.
Yeah.
And that way it's like walking around with a selfie, but the camera is for a camera.
I would love that.
Yeah, now that thing's like $300 for that thing. Like I literally got it. I got everything to do professional shooting. I just refuse to use it. Like my wife was like, "Are you going to use it?" Yes, I'm going to use it, and I got it. And yeah, she's like, "You don't use none of that stuff."
Nope.
Yep.
I knew we wasn't going to use it.
So here's the.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, they look very similar, don't they?
Yeah. So see, like this will flop out, and then you can flip it.
That's what I need.
Like that, you know, to see yourself.
Yes, that's what I need.
Yep. And then you can just flip it back around and shut it back up. It's really nice. And you can get better lenses for it and everything. So the only complaint I have, I would use this if I had another battery.
Okay. Yeah.
Battery don't last long enough. If I had 2 batteries, even 3 batteries probably would be.
Yeah.
If I had that, I would use it more often. But because I don't have the batteries and I just don't want to spend the money right now.
They're expensive, huh?
Yeah, they are. But I've got the mics for this stuff. Actually, the mics go on my phone too. I bought Hollyland mics. They're like $120 for 2 mics. They're even better than the DJI ones that are out. And they're wireless mics. They go really long distances and stuff. I love this stuff. I mean, I researched a lot before I bought any of this stuff. And this one right here was this was the best one for the money and the beginning stages of everything we're doing. So it just made sense to get this one. And then I got like the Ronin, but the Ronin can do any camera, you know. Nice. And so that's what that is the Ronin base. So it's already set. I just set it in the Ronin. It's already self-adjusted. So like it'll just take off and go. Like that's what that's for. So like this little knob right here, if you can see it, there's a little knob right there.
Yeah.
That's the pre-adjustment for it. That's set there on the side. So you just set it in the Ronin and it's already stabilized and ready to go. You just turn it on and take off. So
nice. Very nice.
It's very, very fun. So like I said, it's just a little bit more than what I'm willing to do right now.
Yeah, same here. Maybe if I start making a little money or something.
Right. Phone you can take, put it on there. Because I got a DJI OM5, which is the gimbal for the phone. You know, and I use it a lot. I mean, it's been great. But I mean, it's if things get better and I start getting like I should have been paid like 2 more times from YouTube.
Yeah.
But for some reason, she was looking on her today. She was like, "You not gotten paid, and they've not even added anything since July." And you like really went, like I went from like 1,800 subs to almost 2,100 in a month. And so, and I started putting more commercials in my stuff, right? Because there's a big YouTuber that lives out here by me, and so he came over and showed me how to put more commercials and stuff and everything, get more revenue. So I've done all that. They're not adding anything up, and we can't figure out why they're not adding anything.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. So
do they have a help desk where you can ask these questions? No,
because they sent me one. I got paid once from them. Yeah. But I should have been paid 2 more times. Like I should be making about $100 to $120 a month.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, right.
That's seed money. I'd be
Right.
buying so many seeds.
Exactly. Right. Or battery money.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, but they're just not, they're not, for whatever reason, it's not adding anymore right now. It's all in my AdSense stuff. So I guess I'm gonna have to sit down and try to figure that out. For the longest time, they didn't send me my code, so I could put the paper code so I could put it in and stuff. And so that was a hold up for months and months and months. Then I got that, then they paid me, and now it's back to this thing. So I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Fun to deal with once I do get
it's a blast, right? When nobody's around to help you and you don't know what you're doing, Like Monica still got issues with her stuff.
No.
Yeah. So, yep. It's a mess. So
fun times.
Absolutely. So so if you get big on YouTube, you're happy, but you ain't really looking for it. Other than that, what else can we expect?
I like making friends. I've made I have so many friends. Right. So I've made some wonderful friends like Brampton Gardener, Rochelle, Wicked Awesome Gardening, GT Grows in Alaska, Joe Garden State Gardener, Rick. Welcome to my Cape Cod life. I mean, these are people that I'm actually friends with on Facebook, like just chatting on, direct messaging. Like these are people, I've met some wonderful people. I even have two here local to me, Cece from Cece's Texas Garden and Nina and Boyce from Rooted in Texas. They're like 45 minutes away.
That's
cool. I've been to their place. They've been here. So it's just.
That's awesome. It's nice to have community,
Yes.
Because that's what it's about. It's about having community and and sharing one another's experiences and stuff. Because GT, he's got a cool setup up there in Alaska.
Yeah, he does.
And so I really enjoy that too. I mean, it's like, okay, I need to learn how to grow inside. This guy knows how to do it.
Exactly.
I mean, what better guy to watch,
And I might have to here. I might have to grow inside in the AC because maybe it's too hot to grow outside next year.
Right.
So we're all learning from each other, and I can talk plants for hours and hours and days.
Right.
I love it.
I love plants. So. Plants are amazing. And just how they grow. And I mean, it's just fun to watch them, like, especially when they're growing good and you go out there and watch them every day. Right. Like, like keep getting bigger. You can do it.
Or when you find that one that you didn't know was there, you lift up a leaf and you're like, whoa, where'd
that come from? Yeah, exactly. It's fun. I love it. It's gardening is probably one of the most relaxing, fun things people can do, but it can be equally stressful, right?
Equally stressful.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, it is a lot of fun, and for a lot of reasons.
So, it's rewarding. It's very rewarding. It's therapeutic. It just feeds your soul. I mean, it's just something we were meant to do, and it makes us happy.
Right. Exactly. Well, I mean, there's like tons of like scientific evidence that shows people who garden live longer, healthier lives, not just
younger.
And not just because of the food they're eating, but because they're out there interacting with the plants and stuff. Like it's meaningful to us. We were meant to do that.
Yes.
So, I mean, I always encourage people to get out there and get dirty,
Absolutely.
So, yeah, it's I don't know. It's a lot of fun. And I enjoy the community. So,
met some really good people that I never would have met. Channels that I never would have come across on my own. So
yeah, me neither.
Great. Yeah.
Me neither. There's been so many. Like, it started with Bland's Promised Land Ranch, and then I bumped into all these different ones, and I'm like, wow, I didn't know you guys existed, because I think YouTube bombards us with, I'm not going to mention channels, but bigger channels.
Right.
Like really, really big, like
really big ones. Epic channels.
100,000 or more subscribers, right? So we don't know that we exist, and all we think is all these big ones. And so then we're left trying to chase the big ones, right? When there's a whole slew of us little ones out here that are doing better content. I mean, let's just be honest.
Yeah.
If you watch little channels, you get better content than you do from the big ones, because the big ones have moved on from homesteading or growing gardens to going to the Florida Keys fishing every other weekend.
Oh, I know, right?
You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
I can understand going and showing that. That's fine. But the premise of the channel is homesteader,
Yeah.
not Florida Key fishing.
It's like MTV. There's no music there anymore. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
They changed to get the clicks and the views.
Right, exactly. So, I mean, it's really sad that they've done that, and some of them are clickbaity, and stuff. I mean, some of you can really, because like I really started watching YouTube in 2020, right?
Oh, really?
Really,
okay. Yeah.
like really got into it, and like, okay, I'm going to learn all kinds of stuff that I didn't know, right? And so I started watching a lot of these bigger channels because that's what was being recommended to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were growing then, like actively growing stuff, homesteading, right? And now they're not, or they bought a second property, right? And they're doing this on the second property or whatever, right? I mean, just some, and I'm not trying to knock them. You know what I mean? It's great that you've been able to do that. It's awesome. But at the same time, why is the content not geared toward me learning stuff?
Right.
Because isn't like that the whole premise of homesteading is being able to learn? And then, and again, I'm not knocking this either because that's great. If you can make a little extra money, fine. But some of them set up these Skillshare deals, right? Where
I've heard of that.
And that's fine. That's perfectly fine. But man, the price that you charge.
Really?
What homesteader is going to be able to pay $500 per person to go?
No, I'm not.
No, we're not. So and I mean the ones that you do get there, I mean, like, are they even homesteaders or are they like weekend homesteaders? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's nice to be able to run into the real community of homesteaders and gardeners who are doing this not for the YouTube, right? Yeah, they share it on YouTube for people to be able to get knowledge from or whatever, or to see their mistakes and stuff. But it's not to make money and profit off of the YouTube, right? And so, I mean, would it be nice? Oh yeah, it'd be nice, but right. But I think it's more, our community is really geared toward us and what we do, what we're about.
That's what I see. Yeah, the people I've connected with, that's what we're about.
Exactly. Sure. It has nothing to do with anything else other than homesteading, gardening, cooking, and just having that community base, right? You reach out to one another and say, I got this problem. What's going on with my plants? Or what, whatever. And they're really good we are really good about answering each other. Yeah. The bigger channels, good luck. They
don't really reply to comments.
No.
I try to reply to everything. Now, sometimes I might be a couple weeks late.
Yeah, I try to reply to everything too, because YouTube don't show you every notification for every.
I found stuff that was 12 weeks ago. I'll go on TubeBuddy or whatever, I don't know, whatever that app is, and I'm like 12 weeks ago. I'm like, I'm so sorry, blah blah blah.
Yep. I do the same thing. Like, oh man, I didn't see this comment. Sorry about that. And because I try to answer all of them. I want to be proactive with. If you're asking a question, I don't want to be like the other ones where you ask and you get no response.
You never hear it from them.
If you're lucky, you get this.
Right.
Well, what does this mean when I ask a question? What does that mean? Does it mean
it's insulting?
Yeah, it's whatever, so but like I said, it's been a great community that I found, and found you and GT and all, just slews of other ones that I would have never known nothing about.
So many channels.
Yep.
So many great channels.
Like, Kettle Kitchen, Tony, right?
I don't know them.
You don't know him?
No.
Oh goodness. Yeah. Man, you need to get with him because
write it down.
He does these videos, these collabs every month, and it would help you a lot.
Okay.
So I've been doing collabs with him. I did one last year for the Last Chance Cook-Off. And then this year I did Jarred Up July. I did another one, Jamming Up June, Jarred Up July. Now today I just made my Shindig video, which is due tomorrow. And then in October we're doing Crocktober. Right? So cooking in a crock pot. So but it's another great way to meet a lot of other channels.
Okay. Yeah.
And you get to collab with them, right?
Okay.
Like you can, write him and see what his next. The next one will be the Croctober. I would, look him up and see if there's any space in there. If you like to cook with a crock pot, and see if he's got room for you.
I do.
And get on there, because, like I said, it gets you subscribers. It gets you a whole new community to reach out to and stuff. It's a lot of fun because they do a lot of meal prep, like meal preparations and stuff.
See, yeah, that's something I want to learn more about. I don't know how to save a lot of the stuff I grow. I can freeze it and I can dehydrate it. I would like some other ways to use what I have. So.
Like making jellies, jams, canning it, and all that stuff.
I've made some, I've pickled some things. I need to see more stuff.
I need you to encourage my wife to video that stuff, because she does really good with that, but she won't get on camera.
Why?
I don't know why.
I was scared too, but look at me. I'm all over that camera now.
That's funny. Yeah, she don't want to be in it. She don't want to be in it. Yeah.
Well, a lot of people, I know a few people that I have never seen their face. Like Mike's Chaotic Gardening, I have never seen Mike, but he puts out those videos. She didn't have to show her face. She can just show herself doing it.
That's true. That's
just her hands.
Yeah, just her hands. She's got gorgeous hands. Come here, honey. Let me see your hands.
That's the name of her channel. Gorgeous.
She's like, they're not doing good right now. She don't have her nails done. She broke her nails yesterday. She was helping me cut a giant pumpkin up and broke her nails off.
Oh.
Yeah. I had one rod on me, so she's out there helping me cut it, and she was cutting it with the machete, and I was carrying it out 50 to 60 pound pieces at a time.
Holy cow!
Yeah. So yeah, she sadly broke her nails. Now she don't want to show her nails.
Oh, mine are always covered in dirt, even at work.
Right.
Like, I don't know. I'm a gardener. Sorry.
Exactly.
I'm
right.
Professional. Well.
No shame in your game, Yeah.
None.
So, but she does exceptionally well about preserving all of our food here that I grow. Nice. And I wish she would show more of it, because I mean that's something we do here. But I don't have a lot of time to show it. I try to get a little bit of it here and there. I just don't. I mean, I spend most of my time outside. If she would shoot the video, I would edit it and put it up. You know what I mean? So
you should do it.
She
wherever you are.
She needs some encouragement. She's getting another baby. Here, let me show you this. Oh, this one's got a head stuck in its shell.
What?
I bet you I've got like 200 quail. Yeah.
Oh.
Like, it started with 6, and quail math is the worst math.
200. Oh no! Look at the baby.
Its head stuck in its shell.
It sure is. Oh,
all right. Get him out.
That is precious.
So yeah, it started with 6, and now we have got a colony. I don't even know what you would call it.
I was gonna say, I'm sure there's a word for it.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a lot.
You have a buttload.
Yeah, a buttload. Yeah, they used to call it a freak ton. Okay.
A freak ton.
Yeah, but they use the other word. But they yeah.
Yes, that's the word.
Right.
That's how many you have.
Yeah. So it's not standard. It's not metric. It's that word. Yeah.
Yeah. It's accurate.
Yeah. So there's a lot of them. Look, they can start having babies at 6 to 8 weeks old.
Oh.
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah, like them things in 6 to 8 weeks are going to be populating. That's
why some rabbits.
In 18 days they hatch eggs. Yeah.
See how you got to 200.
Yeah, it don't take long.
This happened last week.
Yeah, right. It's just like that. Like it literally.
Holy moly!
It started with 6, 3 males, 3 females, and it has.
Oh.
There are quail everywhere. I'm going to have to just start letting flocks go into the wild. Yeah, that way, whenever it comes time for bad times to come, I just go hunt them.
Your forest will be stocked.
Right, exactly. I won't have to feed them. They'll forage themselves. I just go kill a couple of them.
I mean, that's not a bad idea.
It's really not. The only problem is if anybody ever caught wind that I let a bunch of quail go, I would get in a lot of trouble.
Would you? Is it illegal?
Yeah, it's not. You're not supposed to turn stuff like that loose.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that. Yeah, that's good to know.
yeah. But I mean,
If nobody knows,
right? They don't know where they come from. Just,
everyone on this live, don't tell anyone.
right? Yeah,
Nickname
exactly.
them rabbit birds.
So
Rabbit birds, exactly.
yeah,
They're
rabbit birds.
mating like rabbits.
It is crazy. Like you wouldn't believe how many is outside in the pen now. Like I built this great big old apparatus for them to live in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, by the second batch that came, and they hadn't even been out there a month by the time the second batch hatched, and I was already needing to expand it. Yeah,
and these are meat birds, right? These are for meat.
Yep.
You eat the eggs at all?
You can, and they are better for you than a chicken egg.
Okay.
More nutritious, and they taste better. They're just a little bit littler, you know what I mean? But they're really good.
What about their manure? Can you use that on the garden?
Yeah, you can use that too.
Okay.
Yep. So it's easy to sex them too. Very easy to tell which ones are male and females. So when you press on the vent of the male, foam comes out. I got a video on that too. Yeah, like
I might not watch that.
Literally, it just looks like foam. Like you know how you got the hand foam?
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like mousse or something like you put in your hair. It looks just like that. Just,
not pressing on a male to get foam. Ain't doing it.
Yeah. Yep. But it
okay. Quail. My husband wants quail. We'll see.
I'm telling you. Look, all right. Think about this, because I tell everybody this. You buy a meat bird from the store.
Yep.
All right. A broiler is going to cost you about $2.99 now.
It's expensive now. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So one broiler in that 6 to 8 weeks, I think it takes 8 weeks, right? 6 to 8 weeks to get it, to where it's butchering size.
Really? I didn't realize it was that fast. Okay.
Yeah. So a broiler chick is like 6 to 8 weeks to get to butchering size. In that time, it will eat 150 or 40 pound, whichever it is, 40 or 50 pound bag of meat bird crumbles. Yeah. All by itself. Now that is $15 a bag.
Dang.
Okay. So where did you save money at? You didn't. Right? No. The only way you could save money is if you had a really big property, more than an acre, that you could put them in a chicken tractor,
right,
and just take them, and let them eat grass and stuff. But still, you still got to supplement with the meat bird feed in order to get them bulked up big enough, because there's not enough protein and stuff in the grass for them to eat to get big on, right? So you're still going to be at a pretty big amount of feed, right?
I thought about it like that. Okay, so, yeah.
Quail cost average $6, $7, right? For one baby quail. So if you buy 6 of them, you get, let's say you get, like we did, 3 males, 3 females, right? So now you can breed your own. 6 weeks old, 6 to 8 weeks old, they start laying their eggs, right? And doing their thing. And you have had less than 40 pounds in them in 6 to 8 weeks. You're still feeding them out of that 40 pound, 50 pound bag of feed.
Right.
For those 6. Now they're laying eggs that you can eat.
Yeah.
Or you can hatch to make your own to butcher, right?
You're right.
Or to continue to breed them or whatever you want to do, right? And I mean, they might cost more for the initial bird,
right?
Than the broiler does, but the feed rate is less, so you save your money there. And you can, some people be like, well, I could eat 3 or 4 of them. Okay. You eat 3 or 4 a week. You can hatch that out in like no time.
I was going to say, because you have hundreds.
Right. So, I mean, it really makes sense to get quail. Quail are awesome. Okay. I encourage everybody to get them if they're going. And smaller footprint. You don't have to have as much room for them,
Right.
So, a lot of fun.
Oh.
So,
not ready to raise my own meat.
What?
I'm just not ready to raise my own meat. I'm not there. I'm going to work on that.
I mean, it's not that bad. It really ain't. So your husband would probably do all the dirty work.
He probably would, but I feel like that's not fair. I should be, if I'm going to eat it, I should be a part.
Just some of them on the quail pages got these special scissors.
Ew, no.
Huh? Well, they're not special scissors. They're
oh, I can't.
It's like heavy duty scissors.
No.
It's like a guillotine.
No.
They say there's no pain.
Oh, they say that. They would say that.
Yeah, say it's very, very quick.
Oh. Gosh.
So,
Okay.
but I tell you right now, quail is very good.
Okay.
So, you like dove? You ever ate dove?
No. I mean, I'm sure it's delicious. I've never eaten it.
There's a bunch of dove in Texas.
We have so many dove. I don't try not to kill things except big spiders.
Oh, I hate spiders. I'm scared to death of them.
Are
I
you?
let my wife kill them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those big ones, those big orb weavers that hang in the middle of the web. Can't stand them.
Yeah, I can't deal with spiders.
I can't.
Camel spiders. That's
No, stop it. I've seen pictures of those. Like it's
that's where. See, I was fine with spiders until I went to Iraq, and that thing was there.
They're giant.
It chased me.
It chased you.
Yes, like we
Worst
came
nightmares.
we'd come back from chow, and we were staying in a bunker, above ground bunker. I think it was like an airplane hangar is what it was. And I walked in, and my buddy Shipman is on his cot, and he's laughing. He's like, "Look behind you." I look, there's nothing there. And I was like, "Nothing there, dude. You know, like whatever." He was like, "Look again." And I look, and I'm like, "Nothing there." He was like, "Dude, you need to look. Like, look on the ground." I look on the ground. It's up on its back forelegs with its other forelegs doing this. And I'm like, "What is that?" Like, you know? And he's like, "I don't know. Like, it's one of them big spiders they told us about." And I'm like, "What is that?" Like, so I start backing up. It starts moving faster.
No.
And I'm like, no. So I start running, right? And it's chasing me.
No.
It finally dawned on me, dummy, you got a pistol and it's got a laser. So
You shot it.
Yeah, I started shooting it. And everybody come running. They were like, "Why are you shooting a gun?" You know, like there's a big spider in here, man. So then they figured out I was scared of them by that point, right?
Oh no.
They would put them in my shoes.
Alive?
Yes. Can't stand. And I come home.
Oh, many bad words. Many bad words.
If a spider comes, I had to holler. A granddaddy long leg, man. It makes my skin crawl. Can't stand spider.
Crawling. Thank you.
It used to be I'd play with tarantulas.
No, why?
Yeah. Like, because I wasn't scared of them. I'd play with them, but I have a real arachnophobic. Now I'm like, nope, we ain't fooling with them, man. And so like they would get them and they would put them in rings with scorpions, and like they would fight. The scorpion would fight with the spider, or they would have lizards and scorpions that would fight. What? Oh yeah, look it up. You'll see.
No.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I want to see it.
Like it's wild. Them things are Iraq is a really bad place full of bad
through some things.
Yeah, that want to kill you. So, and I don't know how true it is, but when we were over there, like they said, like they believed the camel spider protected them. But what was weird was there were stories that you would hear of them like killing little babies and stuff. Like,
they're
I mean,
big.
I don't know how true it is, but that's what
I don't know. They're big.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to find out. Them things are wicked. So, nope, we ain't dealing with spiders.
We've gotten off on some amazing topics.
Yeah, we have. It's been fun.
Mm-hmm.
Been a lot of fun. So,
fun. Ooh. Well, I'm just thankful we don't have them here.
Right. Me too. Right.
And we don't have many tarantulas in this part of Texas, like more towards Austin or like North Texas. I used to live in Oklahoma, and tarantulas there for sure.
What about scorpions?
In Oklahoma, yes. When I was in Altus. Altus is more deserty because it's on the far west, and there were definitely scorpions. I haven't seen any in this part, just
That's
north
good.
of Houston.
Yeah, scorpions aren't cool either. No, any little.
No, we have the big flying roaches here. These big, like 2-inch long, flying 3-inch long. They're huge and they're brown.
No,
and they fly at you.
Yeah, I know. I don't want no roaches flying at me. That'd be bad time.
And they find their way in the house. Like literally, sometimes I'm sad we have white walls because you can see them.
Right. Yeah, no, I can't.
I just walk around with the lights off at night because they come out at night. I don't want. If I get up in the middle of the night to go to the fridge, I'm not turning any lights on because I know they're there. I'm not.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you, man. I ain't dealing with that.
Yes, wood roaches, Cece. Wood.
Yeah, I don't like roaches, man.
Why do they fly? It's not necessary.
No, it's not, especially at us.
And they will. And
Yeah, right. Like right at you.
And they're
Especially
always in the
if you have the lights
shower.
on.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh, she turned the lights on.
Okay. Well, good. Good. We
Yeah.
have a lot in common.
So, well, is there anything else that we didn't get to cover that you wanted to talk about?
Well, let me look at my notes. I do want to mention that it would be nice, not that I want to make $1 million on YouTube, but I do have a dream, a little bit of a dream,
Right.
to have a career that at least involves this. Like right now, I'm in property management, like not apartments, commercial buildings, but it doesn't bring me joy.
Right.
Gardening does. So like if I could have like even like a farm stand in my neighborhood,
that'd be cool.
You know, or selling my vet, if I could get good enough, selling them to restaurants or something.
Right.
That I don't want to be doing what I'm doing until I retire. I really would like to parlay whatever I'm doing, if I can get good enough at it, to where it is my main income, my source of income. So I really need to work on that. I need to work on my soil, work on my microbes, work on getting better at what I'm doing so that I can parlay it into something else.
Yeah. I mean, that only makes sense. I mean, you know, they always say if you do something you love, you don't ever work a day in your life.
Exactly.
Right.
And I'm not about trying to climb any corporate ladder. I could.
Right. Exactly.
It's just a paycheck. I don't care. I don't care.
I'm the same way. I don't care. You know, I want to do what I want to do. I've always been like that, though.
Mm-hmm.
I've never, nobody can ever tell me what to do, and I've always done it my way. You know.
Yeah.
Like, this is what I want to do. This is how I'm going to do it. It might not be your way, but I'm going to do it. You know. So, but it's been fun. You know, it's always yeah. Of course, I've lived and learned a lot too. So.
Same.
Right.
Same.
Get yourself in a little bit of trouble here and there. Like, oh, okay, yeah, maybe that was a bad idea. So,
okay.
But it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
So, there's anything else that we missed that you wanted to cover?
I think we covered way more than I thought we would.
Awesome. That's good. So what I'll do is we'll end this right here, and then I'll just keep you on, and then we'll wrap up on the other end of it, and stuff. So let me see, where's my phone at? Here it is, a handy dandy notebook here. So
thank you guys for coming in.
Absolutely, really, yes. Thank all of y'all. It's always good to have all y'all in here. So let me see here. Got to see who we got coming up next. Man, it's crazy to think that the year's almost over. You know,
it's my dog. Sorry,
it's getting so close. So
I know.
Let's see. Next week, September 12th, we got Chase from Trophy Smack to be on. Don't know if that's going to happen or not, but I think it will. So we'll have to play that one by ear. If not, you guys get to spend the evening with me next week. Then September 19th, Chad New from Colorado Giants will be on. September 26th, Randall from Extreme Gardening and Travis Ginger will be on with us to talk about the end of the season wrapping up and how we've done. October 3rd, Yogi Hollow Farm will be on with Lisa. October 11th, which is a Wednesday, not a Tuesday, because I'll be traveling that Tuesday, but Wednesday, it'll be Tony from Kettle Kitchen. He'll be on with us talking to us about all those food prepping things that we enjoy watching. Then October 17th, Acorn Creek Farmstead will be on with us. October 24th, Seven Ken will be with us. October 31st is open. October 7th, 14th, 21st, 28th are all open. December 5th, we have Enoch Graham, the Urban Gardener, going to be back on with us. December 12th, 19th, and 26th are open. So any of those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 openings that we have left for 2023, if you guys want in, message me at babydrill2119@yahoo.com, and we'd love to have you on. It's just a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun sharing what we do and what you do, and it's all about promoting your channel and stuff. So hopefully you guys will write me, message me, and want to come on. We'd love to have you. And I can send you a list of all the dates that are open. So, guys, as always, it's been great. We appreciate Nicole coming on with us this evening. Thank you so much for being here. And guys, we'll see you next time right here in the hollers and hills of West Virginia. So y'all have a good night.